We all know a chocolate bar is junk food. You eat it as a treat, maybe once a week. But hand someone a chocolate biscuit, and suddenly it's a perfectly acceptable sidekick for morning tea. Looking at this split-screen meter, you see the perceived health risk. The chocolate triggers a high alert, while the biscuit seems safe. But watch what happens when we break down the actual macros. A 100-gram Kit Kat and an Oreo both pack around 35 grams of sugar, refined flour, and palm oil. Nutritionally, they are identical. We ignore this reality because multi-billion-dollar brands spend fortunes on packaging and celebrity endorsements to deliberately bypass our psychological filters. These are highly engineered products designed to disable your natural satiety signals. Animal studies show that consuming an Oreo activates the exact same dopamine centers in the brain as hard drugs like cocaine or morphine. Eating them every day creates a compounding physical toll. Your body endures constant blood sugar spikes, leading to long-term insulin resistance and that heavy, lethargic feeling by mid-afternoon. We are treating engineered treats as daily sustenance because our brains have been hijacked by marketing. Achieving actual health requires a strict framework to decode the label and bypass the deception. This typographical breakdown reveals how the biggest commercial biscuit brands legally get away with fake ingredients. Look at the word cream. The food safety regulations require real dairy to use the word cream, but spelling it with an E is a legal loophole that allows manufacturers to use cheap vegetable fats instead. What you are actually eating is a shelf-stable paste of inflammatory palm oil, sugar, and artificial colors whipped to look like dairy. Then we have the nostalgia brands. Parle G, Good Day, and Milk Bikkies rely heavily on childhood memories and parental trust to secure their spot in your pantry. The front of the box promises rich ingredients, but the ingredient list exposes the truth. Good Day cashew contains a staggering 1.8% actual cashew. Their butter variants contain less than 0.5% of real butter. The rest is artificial flavoring. The milk power claims operate on the exact same logic. They contain roughly 3.4% real milk. The remaining 96% is flavored refined flour and sugar. Brands use imagery like this photo of Albert Einstein to associate their sugary snacks with genius-level brain function. But feeding a child palm oil and sugar does the exact opposite. It diminishes cognitive focus and guarantees a crash in energy. Relying on cheap nostalgia comes with a massive hidden cost. You are trading your family's long-term health to feed them flavored refined flour and hydrogenated oils disguised as wholesome tradition. The most deceptive products in the entire aisle are the ones wearing a health halo: the digestives, the Marie's, and the sugar-free cookies. This side-by-side chart compares the sugar and fiber content of the market-leading NutriChoice Digestive against Unibic Oats Digestive. Unibic lists 18 grams of sugar, while NutriChoice proudly displays only 11 grams. But when we overlay the glycemic index curve, the reality shifts. NutriChoice uses maltodextrin to artificially lower their sugar gram count on the label. As the graph spikes, you can see maltodextrin actually hits your bloodstream twice as fast as standard table sugar. Marie Biscuits offer a similar illusion. Patanjali Marie slightly improves the formula by swapping maida for whole wheat atta and reducing the sugar from 20 grams down to 14.
Even with that slight fiber bump, you are still consuming highly inflammatory palm oil with every single bite. If you look at this red flag checklist for sugar-free biscuits, you'll see specific INS codes like 955 and 965. These are lab-made artificial sweeteners hidden on the back of the pack. You avoid the calories of regular sugar, but these chemicals severely damage your gut microbiome and still trigger an insulin response. The rare exception is the NutriChoice sugar-free cracker, which contains genuine zero sugar, though you trade away the sweet taste entirely. Reaching for a commercial healthy option means paying a premium price to ingest hidden chemical spikers and gut disruptors. Metabolically, it does more damage than standard sugar. This decision tree flowchart shows exactly how to replace the habit. You have to choose between spending a little more money or spending a little more time. You can take the zero prep high budget route, the low prep low budget route, or the high cravings route. Zooming in on the zero prep branch, we find Category 4 clean brands. Their ingredient lists are 100% familiar: jaggery, dates, millets, and real butter. The trade-off is straightforward. You pay a higher price and lose the intense artificial flavor hit. In exchange, you get genuine fiber and satiety without the metabolic damage. Slurp Farm and Right Shift also serve as acceptable mid-tier options. Cleaning up your pantry is the external fix. If you've spent years consuming processed oils and hidden sugars, you also need an internal protocol to repair your metabolic function. This is where a targeted tool like Sesa Ayurvedic Active Slim Juice becomes highly effective for natural weight management. It strips away the artificial additives entirely. The formula uses 14 metabolism-boosting herbs, including amla and apple cider vinegar, with 0 added sugar and strictly GMP standard safe preservatives. If absolute convenience is your priority, trading up to genuinely clean brands and using precise Ayurvedic supplements is a valid, measurable investment in your metabolic health. If you want to keep your budget low, you follow the second path: whole food swaps for your daily savory cravings. As you can see in this pan, spending 5 minutes on a Sunday roasting a bulk batch of makhana with ghee and jaggery creates a deeply rich, crunchy texture. You can also mix marmura with a handful of nuts. These swaps deliver high bone strength and sustained energy with 0 sugar crash. It is the highest possible health return on the lowest possible budget. For those who specifically crave the texture of a chocolate biscuit, you follow the third path, the craving crusher. You can blend roasted chana powder, cocoa, and dates into small truffles. Or take a ripe banana, mash it with cocoa and a spoonful of peanut butter, and you have an instant mousse. These 5-minute recipes replicate the dense, creamy texture of premium commercial chocolate treats without a single drop of toxic vegetable fat. The rule for the grocery aisle is absolute. Stop reading the marketing claims on the front of the box. Turn it around. If the ingredient list contains palm oil, maltodextrin, or INS codes, put it back on the shelf. You control exactly what enters your body. By trading the ultra-convenience of toxic biscuits for whole foods or verified clean brands, you cut out the corporate manipulation and reclaim your long-term health.